Hey guys, it's Sam. I just wanted to touch on a subject really quick of good dreads, bad dreads, new sellers, old sellers, blah blah blah. DagGirl made a tutorial video thing much like this one. I'm just kind of going to touch on the subject again because it doesn't really seem like too many people are really out there doing it. First off, when you are looking at buying your first set, second set, whatever set it is that you're after, you want to look for that the seller's been doing it for a while, a few years at least. Not trying to, come down on any new sellers or anything. I'm just saying, for quality dreads, this is what you're looking for. New seller's been doing it for a little while. They've had great customer reviews over the past few years. They have a great track record. They haven't had any, disputes opened against them, which really can only be found by looking through polls, on Hair Extension Society on Facebook or www.hairextensionforums.com or hairextensionforum.com. I'm so sorry, I cannot remember the website off the top of my head. It's bookmarked, so I don't usually type it in. You want to look for the fact that that seller knows what they're doing, and that they're good at it. A few things that you really want to look for in their dreads are that they're tight. They don't have a lot of lumps, any lumps actually, unless they're the naughty no-seals or, their natural style. Of course, then you'd want lumps, but that's a whole nother subject. You want to see that their ends are trimmed really nicely and they're tight and, okay, this right here was the first set that I ever made. Okay, now that is bad. You do not want to see loops like that. That is just horrible. And you notice it kind of it's skinnier right here, and then they get really fat here, and then those ends, these are the ends that you want to stay away from something like that, because these are going to unravel from the bottom up. These didn't even last me 2 days. Being installed in my hair, and I'm hard on my dreads. I'm really hard on my dreads, so it wasn't really surprising. I think 2 out of this set kind of lasted, but yeah, ends like this that's not good. The dreads that I'm wearing right now were made by Urban Synthetics, and these are actually a second-hand set that I got from Jinx Dreads, because she's absolutely amazing. This is actually the third set that I've gotten from her secondhand. She takes really good care of her dreads, so I buy them from her when she's destashing. So, and I've also had customs by her. She's absolutely amazing for her crochet naturals. But the one thing that I really want to point out here is, again, this is a used set of dreads that it's been worn before. They've been worn. You notice how nice these ends still are? That is something that you want to look for. You want to see the tightness, and you want to see that they've been sealed well, and the dreads themselves are still in fabulous condition. I mean, they're nice and tight. There's no lumps anywhere. They're nice and smooth and comfortable, and I'll probably leave these in for a few weeks and I'll still be able to reinstall afterwards. That's something that you want to look for. You want to see that they have good loops. You want to see that like you can see right through the loops without any problems. That's something that you really want to look for when buying a set of dreads, specifically single enders here. Double enders don't really have any loops, but you want to see them uniform down. You want to see them kind of thick at the top and get smaller as they go down. I mean, like I said, those are just a couple of things that you really need to look for. With the ends that I just showed you on that set that I made, that's something that you really need to stay away from when you're buying dreads, because like I said, you're going to get those dreads and you're going to put them in because, you know, it's probably your first set and you don't really know, and they're going to fall apart. They're going to unravel from the bottom up. And by the time you've put them in, you can't really return them because it's not hygienic anymore. Most sellers won't accept returns even if it was their fault. Another thing, you want to see a seller have respect for their customers. You want to see that they keep in contact. You know, and if you're considering buying even a pre-made set from someone, talk to them, ask them questions. You know, how long have you been making dreads? You know, link me to your pictures, link me to your feedback polls, because almost every seller has a feedback poll. You know, either on Hair Extensions forums or Hair Extensions Society. You know, we have polls for a reason, so that you can go and see what other people are thinking about us as sellers. You know, stay away from someone if they've got stuff on their poll saying, oh, I received my dreads, they were crap work, and I was never offered a refund, or, you know, that they have stolen money. That's a really, really big one. You know, if they have anything, anywhere saying that they have scammed somebody, do not buy from them, because you will get scammed. Your money will be stolen. That's just it. I've seen a few sellers turn themselves around. Urban Synthetics did. She did an amazing job at turning herself around. However, sellers like Shadowcraft Designs continues to scam people. You know, you need to look at feedback polls, because if you don't look at feedback polls, you're going to get your money taken, and that's just how it works. You know, a reputable seller is going to have your dreads done in a month or so. You know, some of us take a little longer depending on the size of the order. I mean, if you order a wig, it's going to take 2 months to complete. Just, you know, keep stuff like that in mind. If it's been a month and they're dodging your messages, they're not, you know, they're not returning any kinds of messages, any posts on their walls if you're using Facebook or whatever, you should probably think about filing a dispute with PayPal, and never send cash to people. Don't do that. You need to use PayPal, or AlertPay is another great company that I've used before. You know, that way if something happens, you can get your money back. You know, ask them to link you to customers of theirs. You know, ask those customers, how did you feel about your dreads? How do you still wear them? Do you still like them? You know, how did they hold up after a month of wear? You know, these are all things that you really need to take into consideration when you're looking at buying, you know, your set. It's just, these are things that you really, really need to consider. You know, another thing, like, I have pets in my home. Everyone knows I have pets in my home. I'm open about that fact. If you're allergic to animals, you need to ask that seller, hey, look, do you have cats or birds or whatever it is that you have issues with? You know, that's you don't want to put a pair of dreads on, or install a set and end up having an allergic reaction. You know, these are a lot of things that you really, really need to take into account. Be especially wary of prices. Prices are very important. Good dread makers, good makers who know what they're doing, who have been in business, and, you know, we know what our work is worth. I myself charge $125 for an install kit and $110 for a set of balls, because I feel by my customer feedback, by the quality of my work, that that's what I deserve to be able to make. You know, and I'm really not even making that much. That's another thing you really need to take into consideration. When someone is selling a set for $40, $50 bucks, that's a red flag right there. Either they have no idea what they're doing, which is a lot of the time. They don't know what they're doing. You know, but again, I'm not bashing new sellers, because we all have to start somewhere. Just be wary that a set of dreads for that cheap, it's probably not going to be the best work. You need to look at spending, you know, $150 to $200 for a good set. You know, it's just something that you really, really need to look for. Quality work costs quality money. You know, you don't want to pay $50 for something, which is still a lot of money, and then you get it and they fall apart with you, you know, within 24 hours. You should be able to install your dreads and sleep in them and take showers with them, and, you know, they still be intact the next day. You know, I really need to put that out there, because I've noticed a lot of people are getting kind of screwed over, and a lot of sellers are not selling great work. And, you know, again, I'm not bashing you. It's just the facts of this business. The reason that most of us charge as much as we do is because we've been doing this for a long time. It's our livelihoods. You know, I recently did a custom dread wig order, and I charged the girl $250. I only pocketed $35. All that work, I made $35. That's something you need to take into deep consideration when you are buying dreads. We work hard to make sure that our art is put out there for you, the customer, to be able to be proud of what you're wearing. So, you know, just take all these things into consideration, and, you know, just really do, please, think about what you're doing. And, you know, I know that dreads are so fun, and you want them now, and, you know, oh, I have $50 and this person's selling them for $50. It's going to ruin you. It's going to ruin that first experience for you in a really, really horrible way. And, you know, I want to put this out there so that people don't get screwed over, because it's not fair. It's not fair to you, and it's not fair to the good dread makers, because, you know, we're the ones that suffer in the long run because your first experience was a horrible one. So, you know, that's all I have to say, and I'll talk to you guys next time.